Hello, and welcome to Baby Bedtime Stories, the best place for magical tales and soothing melodies. Close your eyes, relax, and let the adventure begin. Tonight, we'll journey into a cozy forest where the stars twinkle like tiny lullabies and the trees whisper secrets of the night. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let your imagination soar. Our story begins with Benny the bear, a sleepy little adventurer searching for the perfect lullaby. So snuggle up, relax, and let the adventure begin. Tonight, we'll journey into a cozy forest where the stars twinkle like tiny lullabies and the trees whisper secrets of the night. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let your imagination soar. Our story begins with Benny the bear, a sleepy little adventurer searching for the perfect lullaby. So snuggle up, relax, and let the adventure begin. The night seemed too quiet, and Benny couldn't figure out what was missing. Just then, a soft hoo-hoo broke the silence. Benny looked up and saw Oliver the owl perched on a branch above him. Oliver's big, wise eyes glimmered in the moonlight. "Why are you still awake, Benny?" Oliver asked in his calm, soothing voice. Benny sat up and sighed. "I can't find the right lullaby to help me sleep," he admitted. Oliver fluttered down to sit beside Benny. "Sometimes the best lullabies are already around us," he said. "You just have to listen carefully." Benny tilted his head, curious. "What do you mean?" he asked. Oliver smiled. "Tomorrow, explore the forest. Listen to its sounds. You might find your lullaby where you least expect it." Benny felt a spark of hope. Maybe the forest held the answer. He thanked Oliver and lay back down, feeling a little calmer. As he closed his eyes, he heard the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant hoot of Oliver. The sounds were soft and comforting, like a whisper from the forest itself. Benny's eyelids grew heavy as the forest's gentle sounds wrapped around him like a warm blanket. He felt a sense of excitement for the adventure ahead, but also a deep calm. The chapter ended with Benny drifting into a light, peaceful doze, the stars above twinkling like tiny lullabies in the sky. The next morning, Benny woke up feeling excited. The forest was bathed in golden sunlight, and the air was filled with the cheerful chirping of birds. Benny stretched and smiled, remembering Oliver's advice. "Today, I'll find my lullaby," he said to himself. He decided to start his search at the brook, where the water was known to sing a gentle song. Benny made his way to the brook, his paws crunching softly on the forest floor. When he arrived, he sat down on a smooth rock and listened. The water bubbled and gurgled, creating a soothing melody. Benny closed his eyes and let the sound wash over him. "This is nice," he thought, "but is it my lullaby?" Just then, Benny heard a soft plop and opened his eyes to see Lily the frog hopping toward him. "Good morning, Benny," she croaked cheerfully. "What brings you to the brook today?" Benny explained his quest for the perfect lullaby. Lily's eyes sparkled. "Oh, I love singing. Would you like to hear my favorite song?" she asked. Lily began to croak a gentle tune, blending her voice with the brook's bubbling melody. Benny listened intently, feeling a wave of calmness. The combination of Lily's song and the brook's whispers was beautiful, but something still felt missing. "It's lovely," Benny said, "but I think my lullaby might be something more." Lily smiled. "Every sound has its own magic," she said. "Maybe your lullaby is a mix of many sounds." Benny thanked Lily and stood up, feeling hopeful. As he walked away, the brook's whispers and Lily's croaks faded into the background, leaving him with a sense of calm. The chapter ended with Benny looking forward to discovering more sounds in the forest, his heart light and his mind open to the possibilities. Benny wandered deeper into the forest, where the trees grew taller and the sunlight filtered through the leaves in golden beams. As he walked, he heard a soft, whistling sound. Curious, he followed the sound to a peaceful clearing where the wind danced freely. The trees swayed gently, and the air felt fresh and alive. In the clearing, Benny spotted Willow the deer, her sleek coat shimmering in the sunlight. She was gracefully moving to the rhythm of the wind, her steps light and elegant. Benny approached quietly, not wanting to disturb her. Willow noticed him and smiled warmly. "Hello, Benny. Are you here to listen to the wind's song?" she asked. Benny nodded and sat down on the soft grass. Willow explained, "The wind sings a different song every day. Today, it's especially soothing." Benny closed his eyes and listened. The wind whistled through the trees, creating a melody that felt both gentle and powerful. Willow continued to dance, her movements adding to the peaceful atmosphere. Benny felt a deep sense of calm as the wind's melody wrapped around him. But as he listened, he noticed that the song was always changing, sometimes strong, sometimes soft, and then gone altogether. "It's beautiful," Benny said, "but it's too fleeting to be my lullaby." Willow paused her dance and smiled. "The wind teaches us to let go and flow with life," she said. "Maybe your lullaby is about embracing change." Benny thanked Willow and stood up, feeling lighter and more open-minded. As he left the clearing, the wind's melody faded into the distance, but its lesson stayed with him. The chapter ended with Benny walking through the forest, his heart full of peace and his mind open to the ever-changing sounds of nature. As evening fell, Benny found himself in a quiet meadow, bathed in the soft glow of moonlight. The stars twinkled above, and the air was filled with a sense of magic. Benny heard a faint, tinkling sound like tiny bells and followed it to a group of fireflies dancing in the night. Their golden lights flickered and sparkled, creating a mesmerizing display. One firefly, brighter than the rest, flew up to Benny. "Hello, I'm Twinkle," she said with a cheerful buzz. "What brings you to our meadow?" Benny explained his search for the perfect lullaby. Twinkle's light flickered with excitement. "Maybe our glow can help," she said. She called her friends, and soon dozens of fireflies surrounded Benny, their lights twinkling in unison. The fireflies danced around Benny, creating swirling patterns of light that seemed to move in time with the rustling leaves and distant hoots of Oliver the Owl. Benny watched in awe, feeling a deep sense of wonder. "It's so beautiful," he whispered. Twinkle buzzed happily. "Light and sound go together like stars and the night sky," she said. As Benny listened and watched, he noticed how the fireflies' glow seemed to sync with the forest's nighttime sounds. The rustling leaves, the gentle breeze, and the distant owl hoots he realized that his lullaby might not be just one sound, but a blend of many. Twinkle smiled. Sometimes the most beautiful things come together in harmony, she said. Benny lay down in the soft grass, feeling content. The fireflies continued their dance, their lights flickering like tiny stars. Benny closed his eyes, listening to the forest symphony and feeling closer than ever to finding his lullaby. The chapter ended with Benny surrounded by the gentle glow of the fireflies, his heart full of peace and hope. Benny climbed a small hill overlooking the forest, where the night sky stretched endlessly above him. The stars twinkled like tiny diamonds, and the air was filled with a sense of wonder. As Benny sat down, he heard a faint, melodic hum, like a whisper from the heavens. He looked up, curious. Could the stars be singing? He wondered. Just then, Stella the starling landed softly beside Benny. Her feathers shimmered in the starlight, and her eyes sparkled with kindness. "Hello, Benny," she said in a soft, melodic voice. "Are you listening to the star's song?" Benny nodded. "I think so, but it's so quiet. Can you hear it too?" Stella smiled. The stars sing a song that only the quietest hearts can hear. Let's listen together. Benny closed his eyes and focused on the faint hum. Stella began to sing softly, her voice blending perfectly with the star's gentle melody. The combination was soothing, like a lullaby from the sky itself. Benny felt a deep sense of peace wash over him. "It's beautiful," he whispered. As Benny listened, he realized that the star's song was too subtle to be his lullaby. Stella noticed his thoughtful expression and said, "The stars remind us that even the quietest sounds can bring comfort. Sometimes peace comes from silence." Benny nodded, understanding her words. "Maybe my lullaby isn't just about sound," he said. "Maybe it's about feeling calm and quiet inside." Benny thanked Stella and lay back on the grass, gazing at the stars. The gentle hum of the stars and Stella's soft singing filled the air, lulling Benny into a calm, reflective state. The chapter ended with Benny feeling at peace, his heart full of gratitude for the quiet beauty of the night. The next morning, Benny woke up feeling refreshed and full of energy. The forest was alive with the sounds of birds chirping and leaves rustling in the breeze. Benny stretched and smiled, ready to continue his search. He decided to visit the oldest tree in the forest, a giant oak that stood tall and proud, its branches reaching high into the sky. Benny had always felt a special connection to this tree, and he hoped it might hold the key to his lullaby. As Benny approached the oak tree, he felt a sense of awe. The tree's trunk was wide and sturdy, and its leaves whispered secrets in the wind. Benny placed his paw gently on the bark and closed his eyes. To his surprise, he heard a deep, soothing voice. "Hello, Benny," said Elder Oak. "What brings you to me today?" Benny explained his quest for the perfect lullaby. Elder Oak smiled warmly. "The forest has its own heartbeat," he said. "Can you feel it?" Benny pressed his paw against the tree's trunk and felt a gentle thrum, like a slow, steady drum beat. It was calming and powerful, as if the entire forest was alive and breathing. Benny listened closely, feeling the rhythm in his own heart. Benny felt deeply relaxed, but realized that the forest's heartbeat, while soothing, wasn't quite his lullaby. Elder Oak seemed to understand. The forest rhythm reminds us that we are all connected, he said. Your lullaby might be about feeling at one with the world. Benny nodded, feeling a sense of clarity. Maybe my lullaby is about more than just sound, he said. Maybe it's about feeling part of something bigger. Benny sat down by the oak tree, feeling the steady heartbeat of the forest. The rhythm was comforting, like a gentle reminder that he was never alone. The chapter ended with Benny feeling more connected to nature than ever before, his heart full of peace and his mind open to the possibilities ahead. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Benny wandered through the forest, the sky painted in shades of orange and pink. Suddenly, he heard a beautiful, melodic song drifting through the trees. The notes were soft and soothing, like a gentle whisper calling to him. Benny followed the sound, his heart filled with curiosity and hope. Benny soon found himself beneath a tall, leafy tree. Perched on a branch was Nina the nightingale, her feathers glistening in the fading light. Her voice was enchanting, filling the air with a melody that seemed to weave through the forest. Benny sat down quietly, not wanting to interrupt. When Nina finished her song, she noticed Benny and smiled. "Hello there," she said. "Did you enjoy my song?" Benny nodded eagerly. "It was beautiful," he said. "I'm searching for the perfect lullaby to help me sleep. Do you think your song could be it?" Nina's eyes sparkled. "Let's find out," she said. She began to sing again, her voice soft and soothing. Benny felt his eyelids grow heavy as the melody wrapped around him like a warm blanket. When Nina stopped singing, Benny's eyes fluttered open. He felt relaxed, but realized that while Nina's song was lovely, it wasn't quite his lullaby. Nina noticed his thoughtful expression and said, "Every song has its own magic, but the best lullaby is the one that speaks to your heart." Benny nodded, beginning to understand. "Maybe my lullaby is something only I can find," he said. Benny thanked Nina for her beautiful song and stood up, feeling inspired. As he walked away, Nina's melody echoed softly in the background, filling the forest with a sense of wonder. The chapter ended with Benny feeling closer than ever to discovering his lullaby. His heart full of hope and gratitude, Benny returned to his favorite spot in the forest, a peaceful clearing where the trees formed a natural circle and the air was filled with the sounds of nature. He sat down on the soft grass, closed his eyes, and took a deep breath. For the first time, he decided to listen to all the sounds of the forest together, letting them wash over him like a gentle wave. As Benny listened, he began to hear each sound clearly. Oliver the owl hooted softly in the distance, his voice steady and wise. Lily the frog croaked by the brook, her rhythm playful and light. Willow the deer rustled the leaves as she walked, her steps adding a soft, earthy beat. Twinkle, the firefly flashed her light gently like a tiny star winking in the night. Stella the starling sang a soft tune, her voice blending with the others, and beneath it all, Benny felt the steady thrum of Elder Oak's heartbeat, grounding everything in a deep, calming rhythm. Benny's heart swelled as he realized how all the sounds came together to create a beautiful symphony. Each voice was unique, but together they formed something greater, a harmony that felt alive and full of love. Benny smiled, feeling a deep sense of peace. "This is it," he whispered to himself. "This is what I've been searching for." Benny understood that the perfect lullaby wasn't just one sound, but the combination of all the forest's voices. Each sound played a part, and together they created something magical. He felt a sense of belonging, as if he were part of the forest's symphony too. "The forest's song is my lullaby," he thought, his heart full of gratitude. Benny lay down in the clearing, surrounded by the symphony of the forest. The hoots, croaks, rustles, hums, and songs blended together, creating a soothing lullaby that wrapped around him like a warm hug. The chapter ended with Benny finally feeling ready to sleep, cradled by the sounds of nature and the love of his forest friends. It was a quiet, starry night, and Benny lay in his cozy bed of leaves, feeling completely at peace. The forest was alive with its usual symphony of sounds. Oliver's soft hoots, Lily's cheerful croaks, Willow's gentle rustling, Twinkle's flickering light, Stella's melodic tune, and the steady thrum of Elder Oak's heartbeat. Benny closed his eyes and smiled, knowing he was exactly where he belonged. As Benny listened to the forest symphony, he thought about his journey. He remembered visiting the brook, dancing with the wind, watching the fireflies, listening to the stars, and feeling the forest's heartbeat. Each sound had taught him something important about connection, harmony, and the beauty of nature. Benny realized that the perfect lullaby had been with him all along. Benny understood that his lullaby wasn't just one sound, but the combination of all the forest's voices. Each friend had contributed something special, and together they created a symphony that was uniquely his. "The forest song is my lullaby," Benny whispered, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. Benny learned that sometimes what we're searching for is already around us. The forest symphony reminded him of the importance of listening, not just with his ears, but with his heart. He felt connected to the world in a way he never had before, and it filled him with peace. As Benny drifted off to sleep, the forest sounds blended into a gentle, soothing lullaby. The hoots, croaks, rustles, hums, and songs wrapped around him like a warm blanket, cradling him in the love and harmony of his forest home. The chapter ended with Benny sleeping peacefully, his heart full of gratitude, and his dreams filled with the magic of the forest. And that's the end of our magical story for tonight, little dreamers. We hope Benny's journey to find his perfect lullaby filled your heart with warmth and wonder. Remember, just like Benny, you're surrounded by love and magic every day. So close your eyes, listen to the quiet sounds of the night, and let your dreams carry you to faraway places. Sweet dreams, sleepy stars. We'll see you next time for another enchanting adventure. Good night.